What's up, Black family? This is Super Mike 2164. Like and share, like and share. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. I'll be coming out with more videos, more content. This one's going to deal with voting. What do we mean by tangibles? This is a question I want us to think about. Like, what do we expect? Every election cycle, the enemy ramps up their ritual to tell us to go out there and decide. I want us to think about this. They tell us to go out there and decide who's going to rule over us. Who's going to decide? Who do you agree is better at deciding where the resources that we take from your check, from your efforts, or from the economy, where are those resources going to be distributed? Who's going to get them? So if you're running a business, if you're working, or if you just live in the society and participate in the society, there's resources that leave, that go, that happen. I mean, you're getting resources in order to even live, meaning just your body is a job. Just your existence is an opportunity for others to live, right? And then, of course, you go out there and find opportunity to, make sure that you have and your family have something to provide. So when you're going out there, you're getting these resources. Now we live in supposedly a civilized society. Civilized means, you have the knowledge of yourself. You're going to, do things in an intelligent manner based on the understanding of best practices from the knowledge of human history. That's what civilized is, because you don't go just by urges and, beast-like motivation. That's not civilized. Stealing is not civilized. If you want somebody, killing is not civilized. If you want a mate, you don't just go up there and, there's civilized ways of solving problems. And the objective is to get what you want. Is to get your agenda item. Now, black folks, what is up with this voting thing? What do we expect? Voting. Vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Why? Now, you give me a good reason. Listen to what I said. You tell me to vote. Give me a good reason. The way you say it's supposed to work versus the way it's actually working, two different things. The way you say it's supposed to work versus how it's actually working is two different things. We as black people get the blame for everything bad that happens. We get the blame. Well, y'all didn't organize. Y'all didn't follow up. Y'all didn't hold people accountable. These are the excuses we're given when we ask the elected official that we voted for to respond to our community and allot the resources so that we can accomplish our agenda. There's things that the black community wants and needs and deserves because we are citizens. We've been citizens and we've been here. Without Black America, you would not have an America. You would not have a government. Without Black America, do you understand? Our lineage, if that didn't happen, you would not have what you have today. So if we are citizens, we have the right to dictate and we have the right to be served as citizens. But what is actually happening? Now, we should not have to protest like this. We should not have to fight in the streets, riot, rebellion, just to get small little agenda items done. This is what's... Okay, so now I go back to, what's the point of voting? You know, we got to look at what's actually happening. You're telling me our ancestors fought. Why did they have to die to vote? That shows you the mind of our opposition. And you think we don't have opposition out here now? Oh, your opposition is trying to suppress your vote. Well, I mean, the voter suppression is coming into play because, you know, our agenda items are not getting met. And if you look at what happens with black people vote, we tend to vote for Democrats because they tend to be the more sane and civilized between the two parties. The Republicans tend to be the overt, hostile, anti-black, rabid, racist group. But the Democrats feel the same way, but they are a little bit more educated. They're more intelligent with their racism, so that they are actually better rulers. So they keep the society in a stable situation. Whereas if you just voted Republican only, they would destroy the society because of their rabid racism, their, these people, a lot of times the Republican groups, the base of the Republicans, they're not deep thinkers. They're ideologues. They're ideologues. They just, that mindset, that's a one-track mind. So what I'm saying is this here. Black folks, because we vote, the Democrats would never win. Okay, the intelligent, educated black, white folks would never win because they have, the majority of their people are absolutely, ideologues. They're nuts. And they would send the society into disarray. So right now, black people, we're about 45 to 50 million, according to the numbers that they tell us. We really need to start counting ourselves. Black America, we need to get sophisticated enough to do our own census. But right now, we still trust the numbers that the white people tell us. So the thing is this, 45 to 50 million people, that's bigger than Canada. We're, half the size of Mexico in numerically. We're a bigger amount of people. We have more money than out of 220 countries. We're like the 9th richest country on the planet if we would look at ourselves as a country, as a nation, just black America. Don't tell me that I'm 14% of the United States of America. I'm 100% of black America. I don't look at the enemy. I don't mix and dilute myself in them as a loser. When you tell me that I'm 14% of the country, first of all, are you a real citizen or are you a second-class citizen? do you have the actual rights of, I'm not talking about paper rights. Do you have the actual rights of a first-class, normal American citizen? And as a black person, look at even Robert Smith. He's a billionaire, $6 billion, the most richest black man in America. He's not treated the same way. He's not treated, he knows, and they let him know, and they let us know that he can be taken out just like that because he's alone. If he really started working for black people and start to work to get us on a powerful footing, he can be taken right on out. Because they look at us as an enemy. You have to understand this. Why? The United States of America, their economic profile, they have not learned how to exist without a permanent underclass. They don't know how to run an economy without a permanent underclass. If your permanent underclass is not held in check, if they are allowed the instruments to elevate themselves, because that's natural to any human group, they want to elevate themselves. But if they're allowed to elevate themselves, then the other groups of people who are overtly benefiting and literally stealing, money, legally stealing, but they're literally stealing the resources that we want. These are our resources. These resources are our taxes. They are our ability to properly negotiate, because right now we're not in position to properly negotiate fees, prices, and materials and resources that we need for our survival, because we don't have an economic floor. And that's what Martin Luther King said. We're going to undergird the white people undergirded their peasant class with land and made them a middle class. So this is what I'm saying here. Black America. You really, you got to think about this here. This is the campaign I'm on. We only vote. You register to vote. But there's many different situations in local areas. In local areas, there's many situations. You don't ritual vote. Your ancestors died and wanted to vote because they wanted to influence the direction of this nation. They wanted to influence the direction of the nation. Now, if you think of yourself as a nation within the full American 360 million people, then you're only 14%. And you're lose. So in a system where majority wins, if you consider yourself a minority, a permanent minority, you're telling yourself that you're a permanent loser. And that's from Dr. Claude Anderson. And it makes sense. It's the truth. You have to look at yourself as 100% of Black America. You have to concentrate yourself in areas and control and dominate those areas. We can do that. There's nothing anyone can do. I don't care how many laws they pass, how much. If we want to concentrate ourselves in areas, we can take over those areas. And we can do that mostly non-violently. Violence would be necessary for us to maintain and keep it, but we will legitimize our violence. When you take over an area, you legitimize your violence by first of all making yourself the police, making yourself the National Guard of that area, and that's how you legitimize your violence. That's what the enemy has done here. And I said that because Sister Yvette made a very good point. What nation has not achieved nationhood through in land through violent acquisition of land. There's many nations, especially indigenous peoples, who have gotten their land, who've gotten and acquired land through nonviolent means. And that's what's actually happening right now with China, and what's happening with, I can give several examples, many examples all across the planet. People have literally just moved into the area and controlled that area. That's what they do. So that we can do those same type of things through, and a lot of it's done through merchandising, through economics. Okay. So right now, black people, you have the numbers. What you need to do is you have to have the black first mentality, and you have to have the people who are willing to push the agenda and be looked at as radical and demonized. And so right now, our focus should be the Southeast. We should take over that Southeast. If you don't want to live there, you at least buy some land there, invest in the Southeast. That's what we should be doing, as black Americans. When you control the towns, when you control the cities, you control the little areas, you control the farms, farmlands, different businesses there in the Southeast, you have to think black. Think like that. And you connect with like-minded people. You control your area. Box other groups out. That's how you do it. And that's what we need to do. So the voting thing, really and truly, we vote when we have a tangible reason to vote. For example, in Atlanta, black folks dominate in Atlanta. Paul Howard was a black, he was prosecuting the white police officers. He was willing to prosecute police officers so that they would know, if they would work in Atlanta, you better treat our Atlanta citizens fairly. You vote for someone like that. That's when you vote in Atlanta. You don't let a goddamn Paul Howard get kicked out of office when you're in the middle of a police state war where you're being murdered every damn month, 2-3 times a month. 2-3 times a month we're being murdered, and Atlanta allows a Paul Howard who's willing to literally prosecute police for murder, and they would replace Paul Howard with someone who is funded by the police unions. Come on now, that's what I'm saying. That's why we register to vote. It's strategic. You don't vote. You don't vote in every damn election just to fucking vote. Now, right now, if I don't have a reason to vote, I don't need to vote. If I'm looking from an evil person to another evil person I'm here to oppose either one of that. I would like them to tear each other apart as much as possible. And then wherever one gets into office and I need to oppose them, we're going to organize against that. And that's how we do it. We don't just vote just for voting. And here we go. What's the plan if you don't vote? If you don't vote, then what's the plan? The plan is to develop ourselves. Our agenda is what we want. We want to control our resources. This is a plan. These are tangibles, okay? This is how white people got rich. And we want some of this. I'm going to name a couple things that we need. We can get this easy. Look at this here. The white people got rich. Head rights. The greatest land giveaway to whites. We can get that. We need that. Why would I vote for a federal? See, when you vote and we pick these intelligent white people to vote and rule over us and we legitimize their rule, then what happens is, but these intelligent white people are so smart, they know how to deceive us and give us nothing. We love them because they give us nothing. and we'll defend them because they give us nothing. They give you nothing. They eat chicken with you, put hot sauce, and they dance with you, and, they give you some kind of, some bullshit just to make you like them. That's enough for you. That's nothing. This is something. This is how white people got rich. We want some of this. I'm going to say something here. This is also, let me give you this one. I'm going to give you, it's so many things in here. We'll be all day reading this book, but I want to read this one. Oh yeah, student loan debt. According to Robert Smith, student loan debt is 70%, takes 70% of Black American wealth away from us. I heard Robert Smith say that. And I believe him. He's the richest Black man in America. I believe the Black man. But let's look at these statistics. Let's look at what's happening here. So, student debt, slavery for Black people, wealth for Wall Street government. A loan program for disadvantaged students sounds like a good idea, but it turns out that Wall Street and the U.S. government make a hefty profit from Blacks' rock-solid belief that the only worthwhile education must be bought from white people who educate y'all to vote. That's what they educate you for. And just keep voting for them, though. And the education must be bought from white people. The government profits because it can borrow money at a low rate and then lend it to students at a higher rate. The government profits because it can borrow money at a low rate from the Federal Reserve. That's another scam. And then lend it to students at a higher rate, thus overcharging students and strapping them with long-term debt, fees, late payments, and overcharging students, strapping them with debt and long-term debt. As a result, 42 million people owe $1.3 trillion in student debt, and the federal government holds 90% of it. This is a tangible here. Think about this. 70% of our wealth is stripped away from this damn student loan. This is something you can get. If someone promised and commits to this here, I would vote for it because this is a tangible. Immediately, they can sign this off the first day that they are elected as a president. So Black people are more affected because their original debt is higher and their earning power is far less, right? Sallie Mae, once a quasi-governmental agency, but now a private, publicly traded corporation. I didn't know that. Sallie Mae, once a quasi-governmental agency, but now a private, publicly traded corporation, is a financial behemoth because of the fees, the interest, and the commissions on billions of dollars worth of federally guaranteed student loans. The federal loan issued between 2007 and 2012 are projected to generate $66 billion in income for the U.S. government. Under this strange and predatory system, the Department of Education has turned over its loan servicing functions to private contractors that are paid commissions and bonuses to collect on student loans, with the DOE taking an astonishing 20% on each loan. A report found that there are no standards for these private debt collectors who employ a wide range of sloppy patchwork practices. Only the more they recoup, the more they earn. Contractors were expected to make more than $2 billion in commissions in 2016. Also, the Department of Education's change in loan requirements in 2011 cost HBCUs more than $150 million and interrupted the education of more than 28,000 HBCU students. 1 in 4 borrowers are behind in their payments, but nearly 8 million in default. Blacks owe nearly twice as much student debt as whites 4 years after graduating college. And they are 3 times more likely to default. I'm just saying, like, this is a tangible. You don't vote for nothing. Give me a reason to vote. Wipe away the black student loan and add reparations. That's a quick reparations, $1 trillion good dollars. Wipe away the black student loan and refund those who paid them off. Refund that. Even well-off black students carry more loan debt. Blacks with a bachelor's degree have higher average loan balances than white students and have a lower average net worth. With less home equity, retirement savings, and other assets, and student loans are virtually the only consumer debt that cannot be discharged in bankruptcy, and the government can take as much as 15% of a debtor's Social Security. So when you think you're getting that Social Security, the government takes that because you have student loans. In 2013, the U.S. government garnished the benefits of 155,000 Americans who were in default on their federal student loans within a period of just 3 months. In 2015, Americans had 176 million in wages garnished by the government for unpaid student loans. Give me a reason to vote. I'm just saying, that's just one reason. Student loans. Give me a reason to vote. White people, black folks, you can't keep letting these people give you nothing. To me, if you're gonna tell me to vote and not give me nothing, you might as well get Donald Trump. Let him fucking hold the economy up. Let Donald Trump fuck this whole thing up. Let him cuss Kim Jong-il out and start the nuclear war. Let him try to fuck with Iran. Let them get at his ass. Let Venezuela fuck it up. Let them tear up the economy. If black folks got to deal with, disruption and stupid people and stupid leadership, let white folks deal with stupid leadership. I'm not helping white people no more pick intelligent leaders. Why would we help them pick intelligent leaders? Let white people, just like we let John McCain, instead of Sarah Palin and John McCain, we let Barack Obama, intelligent, get in there and help these people. And they cussed them out. Let the white people have their stupid leaders, let them fuck their country up. And we've survived worse. It'll hurt us. But there are going to be opportunities for us. So that's all I got to say. You give me a reason to vote. Vote for what? Like Ice Cube said, I'm listening to Ice Cube. I'm going to listen to Ice Cube. Ice Cube got a plan. Don't tell me what's the plan if you don't vote. What's the plan if you don't vote? What's the plan if you don't vote? Ice Cube got a good plan. Dr. Boyce Watkins got a good plan. T. West from Afro-Synergy, he's got a good plan. Minister Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam's got great plans. And these plans are being implemented as we speak. But they would be supercharged if they were funded from our tax money that we already pay. I'm not voting. Why? There's nothing to vote for in the federal election there. If you got a local election and a real thorough, good person who's putting benefits to the community, do it. But that's it. Peace.